why don't we go ahead and get started, and we'll get the meeting open, and, could I have an approval of the minutes from May 22nd, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The financials, anything on the treasurer's report we need, Glenn?
No, there wasn't, that won't be coming up later, yeah, so no.
Okay. And the loan report, the only thing I wanna talk about under the loan report, because everything's basically frozen,
Thank you.
is we were having a discussion about Muddy River hops and what is going on with the Sydney zoning ordinance. There seems to be a void there of knowledge, but I keep hearing all kinds of rumors that the ordinance has been released and it does not include them in the commercial zone. So, Evan, do you know anything about that? No, okay.
I thought Sean was gonna be on the call.
Sean is, and he's not aware
No.
of it.
Yeah, all I had heard was just offhand from us.
Okay,
What was that, Sean? Sorry, I was talking.
Sorry, I'm here, I just didn't have an update.
okay,
I haven't heard anything, I'll be back in the office on Monday. So,
Alright, yeah, all I had heard was offhand from Shelley that it was done, but the commercial district stopped just short of their property.
So they're basically avoiding the issue.
Well, they didn't address the issue, right?
Yeah.
so,
Did you see the zoning and all that was proposed? I didn't see it. I told Jim I'll get a copy of it, forward it to him.
yeah,
Okay.
that'll help. I was concerned, you know, we have a small balance left with them. It's just shy of $6,000, so it's not huge. But it is a financial exposure that we have. I just was concerned about that. Maybe we should, if they're not gonna get included in the commercial zone and be forced to do something different, maybe we should talk to them about possibly relocating someplace else.
So can you forward that to everyone?
Yeah, when I get it, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Does that make sense, Glenn?
Yep. Yeah, one thing I would like to say about the loan report and what we're doing. So Tab and I went through, after our last meeting when we said loan repayments would start as of August 1st. We went through and we did new amortization schedules for all of our borrowers and adjusting the schedule for that time off period. And essentially what we, there's several ones that I made a point of contacting. And there's some that I gave Evan that I've asked him to make a point of contacting and saying, look, with our new schedules, we're giving you a clean slate. Everybody is going to be up to date according to our new amortization schedules. For those few of you who we know that is not technically the case, that's your one get out of jail free card. You know, we've allowed some instances, and we're supposed to, where we provide some flexibility. You've had your flexibility. Any lingering issues that go on from here are gonna be taken much more seriously than maybe they would for somebody else who just has a minor issue.
Good.
And then also on one of our loans, I don't wanna name specifically, towards the northern end of the county, that may or may not be a restaurant. I had a brief conversation with our attorney. She's just back to work from all the COVID stuff, or back in the office anyways. She's slammed with real estate transactions.
Yeah.
But she and I had a brief conversation. We're gonna meet next week and we're gonna jump back on that account and just get them going.
May not be able to. The governor has postponed all of those actions. I think it's till September 1st.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be, hey, you are still in default. You've never cleared it up. You refuse to contact us. You refuse to sign the certified letter that was sent to you. We're taking this serious.
Okay.
And then, you know, whatever the time frame has to be. But basically, I'm telling them, this is it. You're done. As soon as we can, we're
Good.
moving forward.
Good man.
Yeah. All the other ones I think we're working with, and let's see, what else is it? Oh, for anybody who, has a property lease with us, their payments resumed as of July 1st, or will be resuming as of
Okay.
July 1st.
And when you went through this list, you didn't think any of these needed to have any further deferments?
No, but I didn't necessarily volunteer it.
But nobody asked.
But we sent it out by letter. We're like, if you have any, you know, I didn't address. If you have any questions or concerns, contact us.
Uh-huh.
We haven't been contacted by anybody,
Okay.
you know. And look, like you said, you know, if there is somebody who has an issue, we'll deal with it on an individual basis.
Yep. Not a carte blanche kind of thing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But everybody who I have talked to has no issue with it, and you know, they've just been very thankful for the time off that they've had.
Mhm.
Did some of them not take the deferment in Kenya?
Yes, I don't wanna name them by hand, but there was 3 individuals representing 5 loans who didn't take it. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, any other discussion on the loan report?
Without naming names, on the LDC, at the bottom of the list, there's somebody who's pretty past due.
Yes, that's one of the ones I've asked Evan to follow up with.
Really? What did he do to tick you off? Really? You did
I
that to
can't
him?
say on
That's
camera.
not how you treat a rookie. You're supposed to mentor him and show him how to handle it.
He knows
Not
how to
delegate
handle
it to him.
Well, I did give him some interesting ones.
Oh, great.
And our
See,
friend,
I didn't do that to the young guy that I got working with me. I gave him only the gold stuff.
no, I pushed him off the deep end. See if he can swim.
Right. No life jacket, no
Nope, nothing. Go get him.
Great.
There's 3 winners that I've asked him to follow up with.
Yeah, uh-huh. No chicken dinner there.
No.
Well, I see one of the owners bagging groceries, so.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been some potential people looking at that and not looking at it, and it, yeah.
Takes time.
But what I've talked to Evan about is either way, that's not our concern. It's been a year. You have a debt. Pay it.
Correct.
Yes. That's the conversation he'll have with them.
Okay,
Good luck, Evan.
Thanks.
and the third report are the bills, the list of invoices that we have to approve. Any discussion on any of them?
So I'll move the treasurer's report, the loan report, the invoice report.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. Should we go into executive session?
Yeah, this is a contractual matter.
This one and the property.
Sure, yeah, they're both contractually related,
So
we
why
have to
don't
do them
we-
both at the same time.
Can we go into, somebody make a motion, we go into executive session?
So moved.
Second, okay, we are in executive session.
Wonderful.
No, especially for one, we don't.
Yeah.
And the other one, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think we better do it. Okay. Please look
stupid governor.
Save that for.
We're live now.
We're live. Can't talk about the governor?
You can, but you're live.
I wonder what they think about him in the casino in Schenectady, where they gave him $30 million.
I have no idea. Okay, we've, got a resolution to come out of executive session, or motion, excuse me.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay. And for the record, I wanna note that Florida and Sean, and Frida Santana and Sean Letty are not in the room, they are on a conference call, so,
Okay.
so moved for the purposes of the video. Okay, we need a resolution on Delhi Rehabilitation and Nursing Home to allow Glenn, to give Glenn the authority to negotiate a payment.
An installment agreement.
Installment agreement.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any discussion, all in favor?
All right.
Okay. We need a second resolution for the Walton property that we talked about,
I will make that motion.
and second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. And we need a third motion, pertaining to the restaurant property that we discussed, which gives Glenn the ability to move forward with.
With the
lease
purchase,
agreement-
and
lease.
then a lease agreement.
I'll make that one.
Second.
Second.
Okay. All in
Let's
favor?
make that lease agreement up to 12 months. I'm not sure that you can get everything done in
No,
6
you're right,
these
you're right.
days.
You might need more.
Just gives you enough time so that you don't have an issue.
Okay, I thought you had already provided a letter of commitment.
Jokes, jokes, jokes. What are you and Jimmy Stewart standing up?
Cooperstown Bank?
All right, thank you.
Jim,
Let's- Glenn, do you wanna give us an update on the pump station
Sure, okay,
pipeline?
Yep. yeah, go ahead.
Didn't Jenkins sign an agreement with us to get that, what he got removed? That he would do just what he's not doing now?
Oh, no, he signed it with his creditors, but then didn't do anything about that. His creditors are the ones struggling to get that accomplished.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
why it's having to go there.
Mitchell Baker's been cut out of the equation.
My boy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I've talked to him too. He
Yeah.
likes him.
yeah. And he was not willing to put, in his terms, throw good money to bed.
Yeah.
So he was not going to step in and pay the taxes.
He said him and his law partner put up the money for this guy Jenkins. And not only he beat him for the legal fee, but he beat him for also the money to put up. He's some lawyer in White Plains,
Doesn't surprise
Jim. Me neither.
me. Okay, Glenn?
Okay, IDA pump station. Pump station's working fine. As you saw on the invoices, we've come to agreement with Kester and they've been paid. That's all good. The invoices, the industries have been invoiced. No word back from Friesland Campina. I had a list of questions I needed to answer from Saputo, which I did probably a week and a half ago. I haven't heard back from them, but per the agreement, they had up to 90 days to pay us. So on the pump station project, we've all agreed that the project's done, complete, it's time to pay up. So now we're at that stage. So in addition to the money coming from them, we will also be receiving $50,000 from the village of Delhi's capital fund account that they have custody over, that is funded by contributions from the industries on an annual basis. So 50 from them, the rest from the industries.
let's put those obligations on the treasurer's report so we don't lose sight of that.
Okay, they are on QuickBooks, but yeah, that's,
Yeah.
you get, we don't give you that, yeah, okay. So record them as receivables.
Cause it's not just the amount that shows up here on the invoice, there's more to it than that.
Yes,
But and they're giving us a warranty on that for a year, that'll cover everything?
they are giving us a warranty on that for a year, and they're giving us a 2-year service agreement. So, twice a year, they'll come out and perform any, routine maintenance that needs to be done, new seals, you know, oil change type stuff. Yeah, it will be covered for 2 years.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the pump station side. The pipeline side, we are struggling to come up with a cleaning protocol that everybody agrees to and does on a consistent basis. Right now, it is being overseen by Friesland Campina. They've got a new guy in who has basically turned the clock back 3 months and wants to restart everything all over again. It has had some impacts on our flow, but not that has hurt the industries at all. There was a cleaning on Monday, there was supposed to be another cleaning that happens today. You know, right now we're running at basically 80% of design capacity, and we wanna be higher than that. Not 80%, 75% of design capacity. We need to get higher than that. We're just working that out, and there was a method that worked, but it was, why is it this chemical and this chemical? Well, because it's worked for 20 years. This guy's like, well, I specifically need to know, you know, what it is that is a residual that we're trying to treat, and then maybe these aren't the right things, maybe it needs to be different. And he's not satisfied with 20 years of experience, he just wants to re-engineer the cleaning method. Which is fine, but it's just frustrating several of the other parties that are involved.
It's called justification.
Yeah. Yeah, look, he's a
Yes,
brand new
that's
guy,
correct.
and he's, you know, whatever. So that's where we are on that, that's not a big deal, we're working our way through that.
Glenn, you said it's up to 70%, you want 75%, you wanna get it at what percentage are you looking at?
95 is where we wanna operate,
Wow.
yeah. Not that that's necessary to meet the needs of the industries. We're meeting them now with a cushion. But they both have plans to expand, getting to 95%, or showing we can consistently hit 95%, provides them with all the surety that they need to know that they can do this. You know, because both have big plans there. I did
Chase down a road.
I did chase down information on that. One of the companies had a project that may or may not have been taken off the table. It was brought to my attention. I confirmed with them, they are still moving forward with a project, just in a different direction.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly sure how it fully impacts what you were talking about, but they are putting in a huge containment tank. That's not to get out of what they're doing with their pretreatment. That's a requirement from the village. The village wants each industry to have a day's worth of capacity, so if the village plant shuts down, they can say, hey guys, fill your tank because we're gonna be offline for 24 hours while we fix this widget. And their average daily flow is around 150,000 gallons, so it's gonna be a big tank. And with what's coming on, it may be as big as 200,000.
Wow.
So that's a big tank to have.
Yep.
So, that was the specific contract they were going for with this other supplier. Again, I don't know how it impacts the rest of the work on their
Right.
pretreatment plant.
Okay.
Okay, so then talks about a new pipeline. I have not pushed that for two reasons. We've got cost estimate. It would be, $940,000. I would bump that up to $1 million for planning purposes. So let's say $1 million project to install an 8-inch pipeline with the proper amount of cleanouts and everything like that, properly bedded in sand instead of just regular dirt. There is a good funding stream we can apply for with that on the backs of the industries, using their investments as leverage for this funding. We should be able to get 100% funding from the state. Same project we used to support green lumber several years ago for infrastructure upgrade. Things are kind of in place, and the village is on board with taking ownership of the pipeline, looking at taking ownership of it. So those pieces are in place. I'm not pushing because A, I want to get paid for part A, and B, the state has not come out with anything about their CFA. When that's gonna be, what changes are gonna occur to that because of COVID. Right now, the best I heard is they're obviously not gonna have a July deadline. The portal's not even open yet, and they usually have about a 2.5 to 3 month time frame. I guess 3 months. So they're expecting fairly soon the state will make an announcement. It may be less money than usual, although I don't know why, because they're not putting it out in any programs. But deadlines will be like October, November timeframe. So until we know that, there's no real rush. So we're going that. If it doesn't look that way, then we could always try for an EDA grant, but they will not, that would be more difficult, and it would be money out of somebody's pockets, I know, not ours, because they will only match the cost. They will not allow the industry's investment to count as match to that. So it would be a little bit more difficult that way, but that's a secondary source we can go if we need to.
Okay.
Do you have to leave?
Yes, I do. So that's it on the pump station and pipeline and where we are. I expect that by the next meeting, it's my expectation that by the next meeting, we probably won't have money in hand, but I would expect to have a date of when we'll have our repayment back. I expect the cleaning issue to be, at least a firm direction there, and then by the next meeting, probably the pipeline too, we'll have a much better idea.
Good.
I was planning on doing a lot this month, so.
Glenn, before you take this with you.
Oh, yes, I saw that coming through. So it's the small business, IDAs can make loans and grants to businesses. Per the ruling like 5-6 years ago, IDAs can't make grants or loans to businesses using their funds. If it's through a grant program that you're funded for, that's okay. So the stuff we do is okay. But, if we had income coming in from a bond agreement, we can't use that money to loan directly to a business per that. What they came out with, I guess the governor and the ABO had said that if IDAs want to use their own money to provide loans and grants to businesses for specific COVID-related things, buying PPE, renovations to their place to make it safe. There was a third thing, but it's basically it all has to be cool, that they are now able to do so. But there's no funding being made available to it. If we have that bank account, we can do it.
Very nice.
Yeah. So they're just gonna, they're spending everybody else's money.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I just
They
wanted-
won't put any of theirs there.
Wanted
but-
you to be aware of it, because I'm sure somebody's gonna be asking, because it's in all the papers.
Yeah.
On a funding standpoint, you're looking for more funds for us to lend?
Yep, we'll talk about that under the LDC. Evan and I have been working on something.
Okay.
All right, so I'm sorry, I have to step out for about 15 minutes and I'll be right back.
Do you think you want us to just keep it in?
Yep, yeah, please keep going. Evan's got something that might
Yep.
take a while.
Okay, thank you. And older new business,
No.
okay. I kind of jumped into that here, with this legislation thing. I've got two things that I just wanted everybody to be aware of. About 2 weeks ago, I attended a meeting on a Saturday up at the New York Safety Track in Harpersfield. And they had an event going up there, a small event, and it was going very well attended and so forth. Had about 40 people, and everything was done in compliance with the masks and the separation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They had state police there, and the Delaware County Sheriff's Deputy was there, just to make sure that everything was being done right. And the town of Harpersfield had actually filed a cease and desist order, but their attorney, Whiteman, Osman, and Hannah, the attorney for the track, said it was an illegal cease and desist order and to ignore it. So that's gone away now, and they've apparently withdrawn it from what I can gather. The reason that I was asked to come up that day was there was a group of investors visiting that were looking at wanted to see the property in action, if you will. And they are ready to commit to building a 50-room hotel on the property, along with a separate restaurant and restaurant/clubhouse. I don't know what that entails other than restaurant and bar. And their game plan is that when the hotel, the 50-room hotel hits certain occupancy limits, they will move forward to go to another 50 rooms, so potentially it could be a 100-room hotel operation. So that's a good thing. More to come on that. They
That's a
gotta-
great thing.
Gotta go through some meetings with the Harpersfield Planning Board and so forth, that'll come. Also on, this past week, I got a call from a longtime contact of mine, Steve Malone. He's been here to talk to the IDA board about EB5 funding for projects. Steve has a client who was in the process of building a greenhouse in New Hampshire and putting this program together, and they were going to build a 10-acre greenhouse up in New Hampshire.
Wow.
And the intriguing part of this greenhouse to me is that they have forward-looking commitments from Wegmans, Hannaford, a bunch of the big names in produce and food chains, to buy everything that they could possibly grow. I don't know what the exact wording is, for a 15-year period.
Wow.
So,
It's impressive.
they were in the process of putting this project together in New Hampshire. They were talking in very roundabout ways about Delaware County as a secondary location after they got New Hampshire up and running. And apparently New Hampshire, the deal in New Hampshire all fell apart over the pilot agreement that the local municipality offered them. And they were unhappy with the tax payments that the municipality was insisting on in year 2 and forward. So they told New Hampshire, no, we're not going to do it here. So on July 10th, they're coming down here for a visit. Glenn and Evan are going to join us. And they will be here on July 10th. We're gonna meet here in this building initially and then go on to take a look at some properties. One of the properties that they're looking at is right across the street from Integrated Wood in Deposit. There's a 13-acre or 14-acre parcel that they're very interested in. It's got a lot of the things that they need, the gas and, infrastructure, and there's water there and so forth.
And a highway.
Yeah. Highway is a huge one. So that's one of their preferred ones, and we think that they can pick up, they want 20 acres, but we figure we can approach New England Wood Pellets for, 6 or 7 acres to fill out what they need.
Which would give them a boost in
It'll
Yeah.
their cash flow.
Yeah.
help everybody.
Dramatically.
And I've talked to Shelley this week about this, and they're working on some maps of that particular property for me. But they're also doing a search of other properties within Hancock and Deposit. And they're limited to Hancock Deposit because we need gas. And, Walton doesn't have enough gas supply for something like that. And, nobody else in the
Davenport
county.
doesn't have
And no
any.
highway.
No, yeah, so, we're kind of limited. I have not talked to them about trucking in gas yet,
Mhm.
but that's an option. So, that's coming up on July 10th, and the next board meeting will hopefully have some more.
You got another one down there in Deposit, Jim, you got that Chestnut Lodge for sale. When we were still in the city, we stayed there, it was a great place, and,
I know it's a beautiful place.
this guy Austin Retzer really took good care of it. We were kids and he took care of us, but, they come up for sale, it's his family, but not him, he's passed away. They have a lot of acreage there, and on the other side is Scott's, and they have a lot of acreage. That's also for sale.
Those in Broome County or Delaware County?
Delaware County.
Scott's is in Delaware County, yes,
Right on the line somewhere.
yeah.
Chestnut Lodge might
Be.
butt into the Broome County.
I think Chestnut is in Broome County, because
yeah.
I think Libis was,
Yes, that's right, Lewis was the guy.
he had a place right
Right.
across the street from him, he had a summer home. And
Nice home.
he was their son,
Mm.
but, okay.
Well, it doesn't hurt to check them out.
Thanks, George, we'll check those.
I can't imagine how many jobs would come with that. 10-acre greenhouse.
Yeah, a lot
That's
of
a-
farming there,
That's a lot of labor.
Yeah.
a lot of tomatoes to pick. So anyway, it's a couple of intriguing projects.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Any other old or new business? And we can have a motion to adjourn the IDA,
So moved.
Second.
and thank you, and let's go do an opening of the LDC meeting. I need approval of the minutes from May 22nd,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Done.
And I need an approval for the 3 financial reports for the LDC that we went over
So
earlier.
moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Evan, the next item is the EDA grant revolving loan fund that Evan's been working on, so go for it.
Yeah, there's definitely some good parts, not many bad parts. A good part is we can do a 10% match for $2 million if we can match
How'd
$200,000.
you pull that off?
Charm, I guess.
Nice job.
Yeah, thanks. So they think that they can do this. And it's kind of a time thing right now, because it is until funds run out, so we're just doing this as quick as possible. They want, a 30-page revolving loan fund plan. A lot of it is the dry stuff that, we already have for other But other stuff is, how does this match your comprehensive economic development strategy, which ours comes from Southern Tier 8, and this is gonna be a regional loan fund, so it's gonna be 5 counties. It's us, Broome, Shenango, Tioga, and Tompkins. Would all, businesses that fall within those counties would all be eligible for these loans through us. So that's why our SEDS comes from Southern Tier 8, because that's where they all fall.
So through Delaware County IDA.
Right, it's gonna
That's the
come
fund.
from, it's gonna come from the Delaware County LDC. Yeah, well,
Right.
yes, this will be the board,
Yeah.
as we're, proposing this is the board that will,
Will the match come from all the counties?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And, you know, we can go into executive session if we wanna talk about anything.
No, I just,
No.
So how much money are you talking about? That would borrow 200,000?
We're going to leverage our 200,000 for 2 million.
Oh,
So it would be a good capitalization. Another thing is we have to spend that 2 million within, 2 years.
Hmm.
That's, I mean, looking at how fast we spent the USDA agri-lending, I don't think it's too much of a problem.
No, you wouldn't have a problem.
Except that these RLF funds require, I don't know how to put this. 33% of project funding is the max for these RLF funds. So if someone applies, it can only be up to about a third of,
Of the
Yeah.
2 million.
of whatever.
Their
of-
project.
Their
of a
project.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
$100,000 project, you can only fund 33,000.
exactly.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I guess that'll motivate us to try to work with banks a little bit more. I've looked at other RLF plans, and RLF plans have put objectives as, you know, they're gonna use this fund to leverage more private institution investment. So,
That's a good plan.
good.
I think that's about it. We don't need a resolution right now until, you know, we get something from EDA saying that, that this is gonna happen, and then we'll probably ask for that.
Great.
Any questions on that?
No,
And how many
fantastic.
counties does that cover?
5.
Five.
So Broome, Shenango, and then Tioga and Tompkins.
And is there any limit to how much they can borrow on that?
That a borrower can borrow
Right.
from this?
Right.
The max that they want is, they want us to set a maximum loan amount of no more than 25% what we're getting capitalized. So that would be no more than $500,000. But, I think, would you guys want something lower than that? Probably,
Yeah.
because we don't want to get cleaned out. I think a lot of this is supposed to be towards, reacting to COVID, so I think it's gonna be hopefully a lot of kind of smaller loans to help.
Now, can we give priority to Delaware County residents, or everybody's on an equal basis?
As far as, you know, EDA goes, I think everybody's kind of on an equal basis.
Hello?
The way we're going with this is, you know, we wanna fund good businesses, and so,
Gone.
Now, this is loan money, right? Not grant money.
this is grant money. Yep. For us, or what we're going
For
to
the end users alone.
For the business.
These are loans,
Okay.
yeah, these are
So
loans.
Right.
even loaning it outside Delaware County, you still get the interest off of the,
Yes.
and we used to help our neighbors.
Mhm,
So,
mhm. Right, and it comes back,
yeah,
yep.
which means then can we re-loan it again?
Yes, yep, it's granted to us, and the only bad part of that is they expect kind of like a reporting every 5 years, and changing our RLF plan to match the changing times every 5 years,
Okay. Sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason that it has to be regional is because they want basically all of US covered by some EDA revolving loan fund. And in all of New York State, we're the only ones that don't have our region. It used to be, I think, Southern Tier 8 or Tier Inc. was the revolving loan fund, and they're not anymore, so it opened up for us to be able to do this.
Good, fantastic.
Yeah.
Glad you did the homework on that.
Oh, thanks. Well, this was actually the same EDA grant that we were talking about before, and we were comparing the SBA to the EDA. But since this is CARES Act funding, they lowered the amount of match to initially 20%, but we can even do 10%.
What do you need to?
We need to.
One is live, one is recorded. To comply with the state
So you
laws.
don't need anything from us right now.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Great job.
Yeah, well,
Very good.
you know, cross our fingers here.
Well, yeah, but
Believe
we're
me.
always taking a risk when we do stuff
I
like
love
this, so
that.
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Mhm.
I have no idea. No idea the string broke. That happens, you know.
The string.
We're using a tin can and a string here. So, let me put you
Ready to
back
go into
on
executive session?
speakerphone and we'll keep going.
Move to go into
All
executive session.
we did was I did
Move to go into
sections
executive
on
session.
the
I'll
minutes
second it.
and the treasurer's report.
I'm
and
missing.
Evan was talking
All those in
about
favor say aye.
Aye.
EDA
Opposed?
program
Carried.
Executive session.
that
We're in executive.
For what
session.
reason?
for revolving loan fund, okay?
Discussing loans.
Thank you.
I've got two loans that I'm gonna go to now, the Calvin Steakhouse and Wilson's Springs, so. Bear with me, I'll put you back on speaker.
Well, that says it on the agenda, so.
Okay, are you there? Hello? Okay, here we go. Calvin Steakhouse.
So you had his bread?
Yes, it's very good. Yep.
You're now live?
It's,
I'll make a motion, we come out of executive session.
There's a second?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Alright. We're back live. Okay, we have two loans that we discussed in executive session. The Tavern Steakhouse, and we decided that we were going to table that one, pending some more further verification. But we don't need a motion on that. And once we get the further verification, we can do a vote by email, or voice, or email, excuse me. And we'll formalize it at our next meeting. Bolton spread, can I have a motion for that?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
That doesn't make the motion in too many first, so I.
Be nicer if Mike was here to second it.
Yeah.
Is there any other old or new business?
Did you guys discuss the EDA program?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, how far on that did you get?
All the way
Pretty
through
much
it.
all a little bit.
We committed to $200,000.
Okay, we did, okay, I just wanted to make sure, okay. And so basically that would, my intention is that would be a contribution coming from the IDA out of our Cooperstown account. And, use
It's
that,
good use of the funding.
right, and use that as the matching. So it would be the IDA committing to the providing the LDC with the funds to use as match.
We don't have we don't have a resolution for it. I don't think we need it right now. Would you wanna do that?
I would wanna do that,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll make that motion.
I mean, I would like to have the application
Just
submitted
right
before
on
the
that.
next meeting,
Yeah.
so yeah, if
Okay.
you guys are willing to make that as a
Yeah.
formal motion,
Yeah.
yeah.
Make that motion that we pay for the $200,000 out of our bank account.
I
To
second.
get the $2
Second,
million.
Andy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Donna Wilson's bread, I've personally had quite a bit of it, it's good, I'm good product. And I don't understand why he was denied, because I know he's been in business for a couple of years, I've seen it.
They didn't have the track record, you know, as we, did, you know, collateral's light for, especially for a bank, and, yeah. And it was in their denial letter, they just, I don't wanna say my true feelings.
I think banks are getting a little skeptical right now, a little gun shy. Scott?
And we take a
No
little
answer
more
there.
risk.
Plead the fifth.
Okay, are we all set on the old winter business? I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you, Lillian.